I'm Max Wine, and you're watching.
Hey there, how's it going, everyone? Today I'll be talking about the Hurricane Florence of 2018. So, Hurricane Florence was a powerful storm that hit the Carolinas in September 2018. It caused world record rainfall and severe flooding across the region. So, first we're going to talk about weather patterns. The flooding during Hurricane Florence was mainly caused by extreme rainfall. As the storm moved inland, it slowed down and stayed over the Carolinas for several days, dropping record amounts of rain, over 30 inches in some areas. It was a storm-related event and had nothing to do with the seasonal pattern. The heavy rain was driven by warm, moist air and pulled in from the Atlantic Ocean. Strong winds pushed the ocean water onto the coast. Rivers and streams overflowed, and with nowhere for the extra water to go, flooding covered both coastal and inland areas. Unlike snowmelt or seasonal rains, this flooding was caused by aggressive rainfall combined with wind-driven ocean surges. So now let's talk about the magnitude of the flooding itself. So when Hurricane Florence made landfall on September 14th, 2018, it was right on Wrightsville Beach. Over 8 trillion gallons of water fell on North Carolina alone. For example, the Cape Fear River didn't crest until 6 to 7 days after the hurricane had passed. The flooding lasted for weeks after landfall, as the floodwaters from upstream made their way downstream. So this is just the continuance of the magnitude of the flooding. So recovery and drainage took several weeks, making Hurricane Florence one of North Carolina's longest duration flood events in history. Here's some anthropogenic factors. So Wilmington and Fayetteville have expanded rapidly, increased pavement and reducing natural drainage, and this leads to fast runoff and higher flood peaks. Due to the recent expansions in cities, people have cleared vegetation, reducing soil absorption, which can rise flood levels. So here's our first question of the game. So what was the main cause of the flooding during Hurricane Florence? A, seasonal rainfall patterns typical for the Carolinas. B, extreme rainfall and storm surges caused by the slow-moving hurricane. Which one is it? Pause the video if you want to guess. The correct answer is B, extreme rainfall and storm surges caused by the slow-moving hurricane. So here's some societal and economical impacts. Thousands of people were forced to evacuate their homes, and many communities were left without power, clean water, or access to roads for days or even weeks. Schools were closed, businesses shut down, and emergency services struggled to reach flooded neighborhoods. The total cost of Hurricane Florence was estimated at around $24 billion, making it one of the most expensive hurricanes in U.S. history. Oops. Sorry about that. So infrastructure like bridges, highways, and dams were destroyed and severely damaged. Farms also suffered huge losses as floodwaters drowned crops and killed millions of livestock, especially pigs and chickens. Overflowing sewage systems and flooded animal waste contaminated rivers and groundwater, creating health risks for both people and wildlife. So here's some mitigation and adaptation strategies that they used. So after Hurricane Florence, many communities in the Carolinas took major steps to better prepare for the future storms. Like local governments have since worked to improve these defenses and upgrade stormwater management systems to handle heavy rainfall. In areas with repeated flooding, government quote-unquote buyout programs have allowed families to relocate into safer areas by buying their house near the flooded regions. Flood control devices such as sandbags, leaves, and drainage systems were used during and after the storm to protect homes and businesses. Some communities updated building codes and zoning laws. requiring new homes to be built at higher elevations or farther from flood zones, rivers, and coastlines. Communities now emphasize emergency preparedness plans, including early warning systems and better communication during storms. So here's our second question. Flooding from Hurricane Florence lasted for weeks after the storm because of the flood waters from upstream continued to move downstream even after the hurricane had passed. Is this correct or incorrect? Pause the video if you want to guess. This is correct. So here's a hard level question. Only experts on the subject can usually get it. So what is the question? Which of the following was not a consequence or response related to Hurricane Florence? Pause the video if you'd like to read all of the answer choices and try it yourself. But the correct answer is D. The hurricane strengthened over land, increasing rainfall weeks after landfall. Thank you so much for playing and tuning in, and hope to see you next time.